belt, things are not going to be rosy. I mean, all those things, so it's a very contradictory statements that the establishment in India has been making. But yes, as you said, I mean, the boom has bypassed. It's not, it did not touch our pockets. In fact, it did not even touch our hair on our head. But bust is going to bite us. Definitely, it will bite the working class and the poor much more harder than what they are facing. So, economic crisis is going to come. It has already come. I mean, India in the 70s or even up to the late 80s had a semblance of an independent economy, a self-reliant economy which had its own gigantic manufacturing base of the heavy industry. But it's since the neoliberalism of 1991, even prior to that, has started, 17 years of neoliberalism has seen to it all the major industries, which were in the public hands, have been privatized, in fact, completely destroyed. And even the services like the insurance, the banking and everything has gone to the private hands or in the process of complete destruction. So in such a situation, the jobs that were coming in the past is hard to come back. Even the issue of IT sector, which was propelling the so-called boom in the past few years. I mean, there's going to be a very big blow to the IT sector, especially the back office processing, what they call as BPO, which is an issue even in the American elections. But Obama had to make that he will be against jobs going to India. So without even Obama making such a offensive, I mean, because of the crisis itself, already the inventory or the orders for software processing, software invention and other things have slashed. There are companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, which is a software company, are slashing their or downsizing their employees not in hundreds but in thousands. They are doing, I mean, the aviation industry, the insurance, in all those service sector industries, they're slashing the employees in a very big factor. I mean, that particular sector is still what is called as the middle class. I mean, upper middle class. But when it comes to the lower middle class, the hard labor people, the worst is going to come. And in such a situation, I mean, the struggle will be back on the agenda. You will feel, you can see class coming out in much more of a militant fashion, which is the history of the working class in India right up to the 1982, where you saw a gigantic 18-month-old strike, 18-month-long strike of 250,000 workers in the textile industry in Bombay, of course, which was defeated, and a mood of defeat and dismay was set in. But now, with the situation of the recession, and which will have a hard landing as far as the Indian economy is concerned, is going to rudely shock. Of course, the working class will have to bear the brunt, which is always the case, but it will also rudely shock the rich in the country that the ideas of socialism and the ideas of control over the assets of the rich, I mean, which is really the assets of the working class and the peasantry, will come back to the agenda. All these riffraffs who are pseudo-socialists, like the Congress, like the BJP and all other, the compulsion in the Indian society up to now, whether it's a bourgeois party or a left party or a liberal party, have to subscribe to one form of socialism or the other, one variant of socialism or the other. Now is the time that the new formation, such as ours, which is a very tiny organization in the Indian context. I mean, the proportion is very low, what we have as force. But we will have a lot of opportunities to grow in a very meteoric manner, if you like, because of the situation that is. That way, I think the question of Trotsky's tradition. Of course, you know, with the presence of dominant Stalinist parties such as the CPM and the CPI, Trotsky's history has been wiped out. It is not in the memory of even, let alone ordinary people, even amongst the advanced layers of the working class in India, because Trotsky or Trotskyism has always been derided as some sort of an anti-socialist, an invention of the CIA or the American this thing. You know, that's the falsification of history, if you like, you know, done by Stalin and his cohorts in India itself. But there is a true history. I mean, in the struggle against the British in the 1940s, in the 1942 and the 1940s, a section of the Bolshevik-Leninist Party of India, which is actually a party started by the Sri Lankan Trotskyists who came over to India and started as a joint struggle against the British on the soil of India and also on the soil of Sri Lanka, which is Sri Lanka today. At that time it was called as Ceylon. So there is a history, and the BLPI organized while the CPI, the United Party then, Communist Party of India, was towing the line of Stalin and the Comintern and sucking up to the British because of the Grand Alliance of the Stalin, Roosevelt and who was that? The British Churchill. So because of that the unholy alliance, you know, I mean, and the direction Stalin gave to the Communist Party of India, they supported the British. They became the strike breakers against in Bombay, in Chennai, earlier it was called as Madras, in many other places. At that time, the BLPI had the section of the 4th International then, it was, in that time, it was a much more of a healthy tradition the 4th International had at that time. So, many individuals led heroic strikes in Chennai, in Mumbai, in Kanpur, in other places. Now, it is the duty of the task and duty of the new Socialist Alternative, which is a section of the CWI, Committee for the Workers International, which has, as you know, has 40 odd sections in all 6 continents. We are trying to bring back the traditions of Trotskyism, genuine Marxism back in the country. In the recent past, we have recruited, in fact, agricultural laborers in a town called Bodinaikanur. It is bordering Kerala, and it is actually a town in Tamil Nadu in the southern India, which is also bordering Kerala, which is governed by Communist Party of India, Marxist government. But in that particular town, a Trotskyist called Bodi Murugan led a strike against the British in the 1940s, and by establishing a branch of new Socialist Alternative, the CWI branch in that place, we feel very happy that we are retying the revolutionary history, the knot of revolutionary history back to a living, as a living organization. So I think in the coming period, such traditions, such true working class traditions will be remembered and will be brought back, and it will be our duty to bring back such traditions back on the agenda and challenge the present crisis-ridden capitalism, not just in India, around in the entire world, and look forward and build for that socialist confederation of the Indian subcontinent, subcontinent of India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, and other few countries. You know, that's the task that we have set ourselves.
Oh, thank you very much for that explanation, and we wish you all the best in the work in the coming.
Okay, thank you, comrades. Yeah.